And you might move around and stuff. Don't even worry about the camera. Just talk to me.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah? Okay. So first question is, where were you born, and what do you remember? What are some of the highlights, or the good or the bad, about your first, say, 10 years of growing up?
I was born in Bucharest, Romania, so I was told. And the highlights, gee, there was a lot of traveling. I mean, I was only 2 months old when the war broke out, and we were really uprooted and traveled in cattle cars without knowing where we were headed. And we were just really basically dodging bombs everywhere. It was a very difficult time, and I guess that sort of stays with you. You know, it's not a very happy beginning. And I guess I have some vague memories of places we were at, but I don't know if I actually remember them or if it was told to me. For example, we were in a cattle car and traveling, and a bomb hit it just a few minutes after we left the car, and it was just miraculous that, you know, that we survived. And I guess there were many instances like that, and it's just sheer fate and luck. I think I have some memories of coming on the boat over to Canada, and, you know, that was, I guess, interesting time, you know, spent on the boat, although it was pretty rocky and a lot of people were sick and whatnot, but I had a good time. I felt fine. And then I found, you know, we settled in Montreal, and I started school. I started grade 1. I found it difficult because I couldn't speak any English, and it was kind of hard coming to class and not understanding what was being said, and not being able to not having any friends and being able to communicate was very, very difficult for me. And I guess I was a pretty shy kid because I couldn't talk. And it didn't take me too long to learn English, and, you know, gradually I became adjusted, and so that's about that, you know.
How did you cope with not being able to speak the language?
Oh, gee, I coped the best I could. You know, luckily I was young enough to, you know, to be able to learn, and I was able to pick up the language very quickly. But I remember it was I felt shy and embarrassed because if the teacher would ask me a question, I couldn't answer her. I mean, maybe I'd understand what she was saying, but I couldn't. I would get up in class to talk, you know, and answer. So it was difficult. You know, it wasn't easy.
What were some of the joyful things that you remember that you liked doing as a child? Are there some activities or discoveries that you made as a child?
I guess I was young, I used to go and visit Auntie Luba, and, you know, she had, Arthur was up in, was in the country there where Uncle Joe had his lumber camp, and Auntie Luba would get up very early and cook for all the lumberjacks, about 30 of them, and I would, you know, had Arthur to play with, and he was just a little guy, and my grandfather was there, and it was nice. It was, you know, the summers were fun because, you know, I was with the family, and it was good. Yeah.
Why did you go there for the summers?
Well, because, you know, Grandma Cheryl was working, and I was off school, and there's no one really to look after me in Montreal.
And what schools did you go to when you were a girl?
I started off at Bancroft Public School, like in grade 1. And then when we moved to Mountain Street, I went to Victoria School. And then when I graduated from there, I went to Montreal High School for a year. And a new school opened up in Snowden, and all my friends went there, but I was living downtown, so I was out of the area, and Grandma sure decided it would be a good idea for me to go to private school. So I went to Trafalgar School for Girls. And I graduated from Trafalgar. Then I went to Sir George Williams University, now Concordia. I went there for 1 year, after which I went to Europe on a trip and decided to stay in Paris, which I did for 2 years, and went to Sorbonne and studied aesthetics also, and learned French. And almost got married there, but not quite.
Tell me about that.
Well, I met Grandma Shura had a very close friend that she was roommates with in university, and she had a son called Fred, and we met when I was living there, and we were dating and whatnot. And before I left to come back to Montreal, he wanted to become engaged. So I said, okay, but I want to. And he wanted to go back to Montreal, but I said no. I haven't seen my parents in 2 years, and I just, I better see them first, and so on. So I went back to Montreal, and we were supposed to get married. Then your father came back on the scene, and he asked me to marry him. Oh, of course, because somebody else did first. Well, so I had a big decision to make. So I weighed the pros and cons, and said, well, when one gets married, they don't know if they're going to be happy or miserable. And if I'm going to get married, just in case I'm not happy, I may as well be miserable closer to home. Because if I would have married Fred, I would have lived in Paris. Well, Toronto's a little closer than Paris, and that's what happened. Your father went out. Went out.
What do you mean he went out?
He won.
He won out.
Yeah.
And when you were a little girl, do you recall ever having dreams or ideas what you might want to be when you grew up? Did you?
Mm-mm.
No. Never.
No.
Uh-huh.
No.
Yeah. You did never picture yourself doing that?
I want to be a mother, and I guess like little girls, and have babies and that type of thing. Yeah. Have a house and and live happily ever after. But again, dreams. Yeah.
Dream what?
Well, I say it was like a dream. These are things people dream. They don't always come true. Completely.
What was Trafalgar? What was it like being in an all-girls school?
Well, it was very strict, and you had to wear uniforms, and there were all these teachers were, some of them were old maids, and prim and proper, and it was okay.
And how did you meet Barry?
Oh, I met Barry when I was going to Camp Quetzal. And I guess I must have been about 13 years old at the time, and he was 14, and we were on the bus, and he was playing the ukulele, and I thought, gee, that's kind of neat, And so I met him at camp. Yeah.
And can you describe your courtship over the years before you?
Oh, it was long. It was really long because I was living in Montreal. He was living in Toronto. And, we'd write letters and talk on the phone, and there were McGill weekends and different things. And I'd come to Toronto and Oakville for holidays, and yeah, it was long.
What did you like about university? What subjects did you like?
Me? Well, I liked the languages, and I liked philosophy, and I liked, I liked the courses I took, and, liberal arts,
And
psychology, and my Irving Layton courses were good.
tell me about those.
Oh, it's just, he was such a drawing card. He had a packed house, and he was a very colorful character, and, dirty old man, but it was funny. And, good professor. I enjoyed him.
And who were your good friends back then? Any that you've still stayed close with over the years?
My friend? Oh, yeah, many, Ria, I just spoke to her last week, who's now living in Los Angeles, and we were friends since grade 8, which goes back a few years. And Sylviane, who I just saw also last week. I was at her daughter's wedding, and that was very exciting, and I'm still very good friends with her. And, well, I guess, a lot of people drifted away, left Montreal and so on. I did, so, but, those are the two friends that I really maintained a relationship over the years, kept in touch with.
What do you remember about any of your grandparents?
Well, I don't remember my grandmothers. Well, one, I met my father's mother, I met in Israel. And that was just very briefly, so I can't really say I remember too much of her. But my grandfather, David, who you're named after, he had quite an influence on me because, he brought me up practically. He lived with us. And he lived with Auntie Luba, and he took turns going back and forth, And he was just the most kindest and sweet and gentle person, and that you couldn't help but love. Yeah, really wonderful, wonderful man. And I was lucky to have known him and spent time with him. He looked after me.
Do you remember any moments or any?
Sure. I'd go out on a date, and one evening I'd come home, and it was a little later than I was supposed to be back, and so I'm about to put the key in the door, and before I even get a chance to do that, he opens the door, and I didn't get a chance to say goodnight to my date or anything. He grips me and he said, "Come on in," and my date's standing there. He wanted to kiss me goodnight, and he's just pulling me away, and it was very embarrassing, but thinking back, it was kind of cute, very protective of me, yeah.
And how did your parents practice Judaism, if at all, when you were growing up? How did you know you were Jewish?
Well, I guess being a prude at so many times and whatnot, and I guess it was they never really practiced Judaism to any extent. They just felt, when I was little and said to them, "Well, where's God?" My mother would say to me, "Well, you have to be good, and God's in your heart, and as long as you feel that you're being a good person, that's what's important, and not whether you're Jewish or Catholic or Protestant, black or blue or white or whatever." And that's basically, the way I was brought up, which is pretty fair to me, and I didn't have a problem with it.
And what do you remember about, or what kind of relationships did you have with, like, Sonia and Celia and Alina and Hansela? What do you remember about?
Well, Hansela was a darling, and I loved her very much, and whenever I saw her, it was wonderful. And Malvina was a wonderful person. She was just fabulous and very kind and loving, and I miss her a lot. And Celia's a different type of person, and she's just she's her own person. And I go and visit her when I'm in Montreal, and I saw Auntie Sonia this past trip, and she's who she is, and that's the way it is.
Mm-hmm. And what does being Jewish mean to you today, if any?
Well, I'm proud to be Jewish. I've been to Israel. I was very impressed with what the Jews have done there, and how what they've done with the country, and they fought the hard times. They fought hard to get it, and so on, and the growth, and how the achievements they've made, and so on. And I'm very proud, and I remember being there. I was 19 years old, and you could see the areas where the Jews have cultivated and developed, and the Arabs were barren and nothing was happening, and here's the lush green land that the Israelis have worked so hard and made things grow, and it was very gratifying. It made warm. It made me feel really good. And listen, and but it's difficult. Jews have gone through difficult times, and uh, we just hope that there's going to be another Holocaust, God forbid. And you have to really group together and make sure. And it's not easy being a Jew. Yeah.
You said you met your father's mother once in Israel. When was that trip?
Oh, that was in 1960. Yeah, I went on a university tour to Europe and Israel, and I met her at that time.
Right. And when did she pass away?
Oh, it was just after that. I don't know exactly how long after. Yeah.
And have you ever experienced any anti-Semitism in your life?
I don't think really to any degree. Maybe the odd time or something I might have.
Do you remember?
Not really. Oh, I was little, maybe, but nothing really significant that I remember.
What languages do you speak?
A few. I speak Russian, French, Jewish, and then, I could speak Polish, Yiddish, and if I have to get along in German, and I understand Romanian, but that's about it.
Tell me about Nina.
What about Nina?
Tell me about her.
Oh, she's just a character, yeah.
Tell me about your relationship.
Well, nothing. She's just, I don't know what.
I don't know.
Oh, it's just a character.
Do you remember you had a number of different people living with you and your family over the years, like housekeepers or whatever. Do you recall any characters, any interesting people?
No, not really. No.
Nobody. Yeah. And why do you like getting bargains?
I guess it's in my Jewish blood. What it means to be a Jew. I feel maybe probably when I was growing up, and when we came to Canada in 1948, without any money at all. I mean, my parents borrowed money from Auntie Rose, which they paid back, I guess, within the year. Things were really difficult, So if I had to buy something, and I like nice things, and they cost a lot of money, so I looked really hard to find something that was nice, and it's expensive, but on sale, so that I didn't have to pay quite as much. So I guess I just developed that, and got a feeling for sniffing out bargains. I don't know.
Do you recall any one bargain that you're really proud of, or one situation that you could tell a story about, where you got a really good deal?
Oh, here and there I get good deals.
For example?
I got a dress at Old Renfrew that was $3,300 for $199.
Oh.
It was on sale. It just happened to be there, and really nice, so I bought it. I didn't really need it right then and there, but I'm sure, I did wear it after, occasionally.
You said earlier that being on the run during the war stays with you, has stayed with you. Do you know how that may have stayed with you, either consciously or subconsciously, that sort of being on the run? Any idea?
Mm-mm.
But it is theirs.
I don't know what you mean.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I just
You don't know? No, I don't know either.
Let's see. What do you really get passionate or excited about? Like, what kind of things really upset you or make you happy? What kind of issues or things like that?
I like fairness. I don't like it if people are unfair or mistreat other people. And I get passionate. I mean, it depends. Different things. I don't know. I can't. I can't think of anything offhand. Things that I care about, I get passionate.
What do you care about?
My family, my friends, people, you know.
And how would you describe your father as a person and as a parent?
Yeah, he was a very devoted father. He loved me a lot. He didn't do things with me per se because he was, working hard and long hours, and it was difficult for him. But he tried to do the best he could with whatever he had available to him. So, he made sure I had a good education. He made sure I was able to travel, and he whatever I wanted, without spoiling me, of course, he did. And he was a very fair and kind man. And as a father, he was a wonderful father, and as a husband, he was wonderful to my mother, and a good partner over the years. And I miss him a lot.
What do you think made their marriage work so well?
Well, like Grandma Sure says, that Papa was the head and she was the neck. She turned the neck any way she wanted to.
Really?
Yeah. And it worked. I should try it sometime.
And what did you learn from your mother? What kind of lady is she, and how do you? What did you learn from her as you were growing up?
Well, she's a perfectionist. She's very devoted to her profession, and a very loyal and kind person, and very giving. And she's a wonderful woman. And with all her attributes and qualities and achievements, she happens to be very modest, I think. Sometimes. Most of the time. And she's terrific. She really is.
What were some of the joys and some of the maybe difficulties of growing up an only child?
I had nobody to argue with, and it was lonely, I guess. But I guess as a result of that, growing up, my friends were very important to me, and I value their friendships. And that's, maybe if I had brothers and sisters, I would spend more time with them and wouldn't cultivate, such friendships. But my friends are important to me, as is my family.
And let's see, what kinds of things would you still like to do with your children?
Oh, I still like to spend time with my children. They're not children anymore. They're grown people. Just to spend quality time with them, I think would be really nice.
What is quality time?
Well, time set aside without distractions that you could just, like this. I'm enjoying this, and I think you've done a really good job. First of all, thinking this through with all the questions you've asked. They've been very meaningful and appropriate, and we should do this more often.
Let's see. What are some of the joys and difficulties of growing older, or being in your early 50s?
I don't know. First of all, I'm not growing older yet, and I haven't thought about it. And when I do, I'll let you know.
You mentioned your friends, and I'm just curious, what have you, who have been some of your close friends, and what have you given each other over the years? What have you cultivated out of those friendships? What have they meant to you?
It means that you have a relationship that is, it's a two-way street. It's a give and take. And a friend is someone that, that you can feel that they have a problem, you feel you could be there for them, and the reverse holds true. And, you enjoy good times and have fun with them, and, sometimes you share sorrow too, which is life, eh?
And, how would you describe Luba?
A character. She's a fun lady. She's full of spunk and vitality, and completely opposite from her sister. I mean, they're both great people, but two opposites. Almost like you and Mark, day and night, black and white, whatever. But, a lot of fun, and I love her a lot.
How was your relationship with her when you were a child? What was that?
Well, she practically raised me in my younger years, because she looked after me when Grandma Shore was going to work and during the war and whatnot. And, we really bonded, and we've had a very very close relationship, which was very strong. I mean, almost like sometimes I think maybe even like a love-hate relationship, because it was too strong and it had to sort of give a little. So it was like a roller coaster type thing. But, I love her, and she's a great lady.
How were your two sons different?
Well, I guess I could describe it this way. Either not an optimist and a pessimist, but I would say more like a communist and a capitalist. I think that would be more like, for example, when your father was taking Mark to school, and his car was being serviced. He had a loaner that looked a little bit beaten up. And he takes Mark to school, and Mark says, "Dad, don't drop me off in front where my friends are, because it's too much traffic there. Just drop me off a block away so I can run to school by myself." And, on the other hand, I remember driving down to Ryerson, picking up David. And David, I happened to have a nice car, and I enjoyed it. And David says, "Don't pick me up in front of the school. Pick me up a block away. I don't want my friends to see that you're driving a Cadillac." So, I mean, to me, that's completely opposite. Isn't that true? So, do you want me to pick you up, David? What do you think?
Sure.
Anytime.
Anytime.
As long as it's a block away.
What was it like having a very famous mother as you were growing up?
It was fine, yeah. Yeah, it's okay. I was happy for her that her achievements were recognized, and she was, given the credit for it. She well deserved. And so yeah, I don't have a problem with that.
And how did you decide to get into aesthetics?
Well, I wanted to study in Paris, and Grandma Shore said, take aesthetics. I said, all right.
What do you like or dislike about the profession?
Yeah, it's interesting. I enjoyed it. It's nice. You get a lot of satisfaction, and I enjoy doing the peelings. The results are good, and it's something that the formula is something Grandma Shore created, and yeah, I enjoy it.
What do you like about working with the clients?
I enjoy the one-on-one, rapport with the client, and you feel, it's a nice relationship that I have with the clients, and And the work that I do, I get a lot of satisfaction because, you know, they're pleased with the results. And you get good results.
If you could live your past, the past 50 years over again, what would you do differently?
Do I have to answer that? Okay, I won't.
Tell me about Libby and Charlie.
Oh, they're terrific. And I was just thinking as you were talking that you should really interview them as well. That would be great.
What are they like? Tell me.
They're terrific people. I mean, you know, they're just great people.
Why?
They've been wonderful parents. They raised kids that were fantastic who, you know, were a little bit got off the beaten, I mean, you know, off the norm, away from the norm. Like Benji got in with the Moonies and whatnot and different things, but they managed to, you know, come on the right road again, and they're doing fine. All of them.
What are your thoughts about poverty and wealth?
Well, you know, I mean, the two classes are very extreme, and, you know, my thoughts are that if you have a lot of money, it would be nice to help people who don't, and help them in a way so that they could learn to earn on their own, not to be dependent. And you know, the classes exist, and that's life.
Why is it important to laugh in life?
Why? Well, you know, the old expression, laughter is the best medicine, and who wants to be with people who are miserable all the time? And, you know, it's just, laughter's infectious, and, you know, if you're with people who are laughing and happy, you know, it makes you feel good.
Do you recall any memories of perhaps while Grandma Cheryl was working in the lab, spending time with your father? Do you recall any specific times that were joyful?
Well, I spent times with my father. I worked with him, and, you know, he was building homes in Montreal, and I was selling them on the weekends, and, you know.
You were?
Oh, yeah. And I sold a number of them, and as a matter of fact, he had a partner in that business, and the partner didn't feel I should be getting a commission, and my father was really annoyed. He says, "What do you mean? She did the job like anybody else would do. She sold the house. The result's the same, and just because she's my daughter doesn't mean she shouldn't be paid. She took time off from her schedule, whatever." So, and he had a pretty nasty partner, and he really said, you know, she didn't have a contract, she did it on her own, and she shouldn't be paid. So Papa, you know, paid me out of his own pocket because he felt that was only fair, that I should be paid. And he was a serious man, you know. He wasn't one to kibitz around too much. He was very serious, but he did have a wonderful sense of humor, and very, very witty. And he was sharp, and it was, you know, it was a pleasure to always talk to him.
What was your marriage like with Barry?
It was, listen, it was difficult, you know, beginning. I mean, we got married, he was still in school, and then he graduated, and then he liked school. He went back to school, and, you know, I had one baby, and then another baby, and, you know, it was living in Chicago. It was difficult times, and, you know, you raise the kids, and you do what you have to do, and we had good times, and finally when the kids grew up and sort of went on their own and whatnot, he did too. All the kids did. And what else? So and at that time, of course, you know, things were easier financially, so I better stop right there. It's already 10 after.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just a few more minutes. Don't worry. Describe, if you could, how you felt the first time you drove up to Thornbank and you saw the greenhouse at Thornbank. How did that feel?
Oh, when we were looking at the house, oh, it was beautiful. And I said to your father, I said, you know, there was an open house sign and I'd like to look at it. No, Alina, it's too much money. I said, well, look, it doesn't cost to look. So he said, okay. You know, sometimes he could be stubborn, but that time he gave in. And we went, we looked. And we looked in the back, and the pool was open, and the flowers were all over the backyard, and it was magnificent. And he sat there, it was like 90 degrees, and I mean, you know, his eyes just popped out. And then the agent says, you know, if you look past the apple trees and the cherry trees, there's a tennis court. And he said, what? My God, he couldn't believe it. That was a Sunday in the summer, July. You kids were in camp. And Monday, they had an offer from us. So I think he was happy to listen to me for a change. He was pretty good, actually. He was a good guy. Yeah.
What is it that you love about plants, and what are your favorite plants?
I just love flowers. I think, you know, I just love nature, you know, and plants, trees, animals. You know, I get joy and pleasure out of it. And besides, plants don't talk back. David.
Oh no, we've got 10 minutes.
Oh, okay.
Let's see. Why do you enjoy looking after plants and taking care of them? What do you get from that?
Satisfaction, you know, I just enjoy them.
Sure. And what's the purpose of putting a glass upside down under a table?
I don't know. It's a old wives' tale, but it works.
Tell me about it.
I don't know. I was told about it, and I tried. I said, look, and it seems to work. So if you lose anything and you can't find it, take a glass, put it under the table, upside down, and, you know, if the thing is somewhere within, you know, reach or whatever, you'll find it.
Can you recall one time where you found something that was really important when you did that?
Oh, lots of times.
Can you recall one that
Just recently, I told Grandma Shura she lost her sterling. And I told her, just put the glass under the table. And she did, and I came to Montreal, and I found it. Yeah, it works. You know, you could extend that to some other things, too, probably.
Like what?
Use your imagination. just I don't know.
On a bit of a more serious note, how has your manic depression affected your life?
Well, it makes it difficult because, you know, I've had so many times I was in hospital, and if you're, you know, involved with things, it just breaks it up, and it's hard to get back into it. It's disruptive, and it's, you know, so it's difficult, but you know, you make the best of it, and you manage, and
how are you feeling these days?
Fine.
Why? What have you learned over the years through that illness?
Nothing.
Nothing.
There are a lot of things that could be a lot worse. I mean, you know, so I'm happy it's not worse.
Mm-hmm. If you could pass on some advice to someone who is just diagnosed as a manic depressive, what would you say to them?
I need some thought. I'm not an expert. Ask Patty Duke.
Why?
Because she's a manic depressive.
That's what
Yeah, I know, but she's written about it. I haven't.
Is there anything that you could say to someone?
Well, just make sure that you're under good medical care and that you watch yourself, and basically that's it. And, yeah.
And how has your life changed since your divorce?
Well, there is a life after divorce. And it's not so bad. I managed to survive. And, again, you make the best of it.
What are some of the good things that have happened since the divorce?
Well, a lot of good things have happened, and I think I've become more my own person, and I just, I don't know. It's hard to say. That's.
And what are some of the joys and pleasures of leaving your old house and moving to the condominium?
I miss the house.
What do you miss about the house?
Yeah, all my flowers and my greenhouse and the dogs and I don't miss the mess from Chanel. Mind you, Mark and Lisa have done a good job training her. Yep, they deserve points for that. I couldn't do it. I had to say goodbye to the Indian carpets, whatever. But the apartment's pretty. I like it. It's me, and I'm very happy here. And I guess, in the way, I've got the best of both worlds. I can go and visit the dogs, and they can stay there. And I come back home, and everything's nice and clean, and I don't have to look at the mess. Thanks, Mark and Elise.
Tell me about Elise.
Oh, she's a darling. I adore her. She's really Mark is lucky. But then again, so is she. I think they deserve each other. I think they're both very, very wonderful people, and they complement each other. And they're happy, and that's what counts, with each other, too.
And can you tell me a little bit about some of the little doggies you've had in your life that have meant something to you?
The doggies, they're all important,
Which ones?
All of them. Sherry and Nikki and Chanel and Joey and, those were the recent ones.
What's Arnie like?
Arnie's a very nice person, yeah. He's a bit of a character. He's funny. He's fun to be with. Hey, nice man.
And what kind of role does he play in your life? That way?
He makes me laugh. He's fun to be with, and he's not a downer. And I think sometimes he makes me think, or lets me see things in the proper perspective and not overreact to certain situations. And he's just a kind, caring person.
And if you can think for a minute, reflect a little bit about some of the happiest moments in your life, some of the joyful times. What would you think? Any times?
Oh, there's so many. I mean, I think that's for another show. I mean, like
Just a couple. What have been some of
the highlights. Starting when? When I went away to Europe, I mean, that was exciting. Living in Paris was very exciting for 2 years. Coming back, getting married was exciting. That was a milestone. That was a kilometer stone. Kilometer. A kilometer is smaller than a mile. Whatever. Anyway, I'm getting. Having babies was exciting. That was, I think, more exciting than anything. That was very meaningful and joyful. And then again, I'll let you know in the future what else comes along.
Why did you want to have babies?
It's the maternal instinct and the nurturing in me.
Your mother's going to be coming here to live in the same building as you. You've been apart from her physically for a number of years. What do you anticipate? What do you maybe hope?
Oh, she already decided. She told me right off the bat, Alina, you lead your life, I'll lead my life. Once a week we'll have dinner together. It's like, in other words, I guess she felt, don't think I'm going to, be bugging you, and I guess the reverse should hold true too. I said, fine, yeah. I know, she's kidding, of course.
Tell me about Joe. What was Joe like?
Joe was a good guy. Yeah, it's fun.
And wrapping up here.
Joe, I just spoke to him not long ago. He hasn't forgiven me for having married your father.
Really?
Yeah. Yep. Anyway, that's another story. You said you were wrapping up?
Yeah, yeah. Just a couple more things. If you could have one wish, let's say 3 wishes for the world. What would you wish for the world?
Peace. There shouldn't be any poverty and famine, and happiness.
And how about for your great-great-grandchildren? If you could pass on a couple of pieces of advice to your great-great-grandchildren, what would you say?
I'll tell them personally.
Oh, go on.
I just hope that they find happiness within themselves with what they do, and satisfaction in their relationships and loves and work. You did a good job, Dave.
So did you.
Admiration Society.
Yeah, that's right. I guess that's it, yeah. So your brother's coming? He's gonna call as soon as he gets out of the shower and let us know. Okay. You know. Just tell me when we're
You have keys for your house?
I have to make an extra key.
So how
he'll
you
leave
can-
it with the security.
Okay, let me ask you something.
Yes.
What's it been like knowing each other for how many
Oh,
years?
we have terrific. I
Yeah.
enjoy it, don't we?
I told you.
Yeah.
Yeah. We love each other.
Uh-huh.
And,
And
from
sometimes
this,
we could kill each other.
that's right.
Why do you love each other? Why do you love my mother?
What do you mean why I love her? She's not... Well, I always, in Jewish you start from the end.
Start from the other
From
way.
the other side,
Like Hebrew, the
Yeah.
writing goes the opposite.
Right,
right to left.
Mm-hmm.
So that's
And
how
I'm always right and she's always
left.
Why do you love Luba?
Oh, not reason at all.
Can I for myself?
Okay, you speak for yourself.
No,
I like
she's
your
a
shoes.
wonderful.
I like your
she's
shoes.
thanks. She wants to change the subject.
Do you remember one time? What was your trip like together?
Oh, that was great, wasn't it?
No.
In Russia was beautiful. It got sour after that. It got sour after that.
Do you remember?
Sure, when you left me in Israel.
I left.
Okay, let's not discuss this. There'll be
That's right.
another breakout.
Tell me-
World War
Sure.
III.
Come on, sure.
Sorry, I have to retake medication and I have to report.
No, come on in. Come on in.
No.
Okay, we'll keep talking here.
Okay, we're having fun.
So, okay, so you remember one really good time that you had, particular.
How out? Like what?
I don't know. I always have a good time.
We always.
What was a little girl?
Oh, she was adorable. She was so cute. I used to send to a crack of the dresses and a little fur coat I sent her, and adorable from Krakow. Yeah, remember?
And what was it like spending summer?
So,
Yeah,
oh, she loved. He used to give her some special candies,
yeah, the roosters.
roosters.
It was like they're really very hot.
Yeah, and she came every summer and she would
Yeah.
That like,
It was fun.
fun.
Yeah.
like what?
Luke was cooking in the kitchen for 30 minutes.
40.
40.
Yeah,
I miscounted.
yeah. Well, you didn't count
a few
them to start
stragglers
with, yeah.
around. Yeah, I
Yes,
know.
I
It's
did.
fine.
Mm-hmm.
It's good. Listen, you know
Okay.
what? Life.
Right.
And what's it like living together in the same building?
Fine.
Well, it just doesn't make any.
yeah,
we do
yeah,
each other
yeah.
more a little bit. That's the idea of being together, kind of a
Nice. It's nice.
Yeah.
You know.
some
Very
kind of a
nice.
security.
It's a nice deal. Here.
Oh,
It'll be
yes.
the Three Musketeers, right?
Right.
And where are you going tonight?
We are going. Looking forward. I heard, but I understand that the Phantom of the Opera was nicer.
Oh, really?
That's what they say. I don't know. I didn't see it.
Well, you'll let me know. Oh,
What?
you didn't see the Phantom?
No, but I heard.
So, Auntie Luba's turning 75 next
Yeah,
next
yeah,
year.
yeah.
So what do you think
yeah.
about that?
I think that's great. Nobody would know it if you didn't broadcast it.
Well, I keep on bragging
She
about
already
it.
did.
Oh.
Yeah, I keep on bragging about it, so it's, everybody knows now.
Don't
But
you
they
know
don't-
about lying about your age?
Pardon?
You can lie about it's legal.
No. I like to say, my, you look so good for 75. If I'll tell him
You
I'm
should tell them you're 95. You look even better.
Exactly, that's right. That's what I was going to say. Somebody told me, you look so good. I said, for 90 I look good. So said, no. Some people don't know the difference. Well,
It's all how you feel.
yeah, that's right. What do you think, your mom, your beautiful mom? What
She
do you
looks
think?
beautiful.
Isn't she
Yeah.
gorgeous?
Mhm.
And it's
Yeah.
your mental outlook. and
Where are
your
you going
attitude.
for dinner?
To Carmen Club.
Listen, you didn't let go to the bottom. You didn't let
Шура, come on, ждут тебя.
Where gets the boat?
This is so unnatural. Even an argument is
No,
gonna.
no, but it's there. But she had all time.
She has
she
to
ne-
eat.
She has to eat. So how long takes?
She's underweight.
When I die, she should put on mascara.
Come on, you'll put it in the car.
You'll
Come
miss
on,
the
Shura.
boat.
People are waiting. Never on time.
No, never.
Never. You two,
yeah,
you
right,
have the
that's
table.
right.
I hate this.
Yeah.
I'm always to the minute.
Yeah, yeah. Very
Yeah.
inconsiderate.
Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah.
I'm
this
always
is,
on time and.
that's
and,
right.
and
You have to do for
Exactly. Actually, I don't think my mother knows what time means.
No.
You know?
Do you ever go on a double date, the two of you?
No.
With your
this we
boyfriends?
didn't try it.
With your
No.
boyfriends?
No, we didn't try it
Not
yet.
yet.
No?
No, we didn't try it yet. Maybe we will someday.
In the
We
future.
change the boyfriends.
Do a swap? A swap?
Not really. We find for new ones.
Don't forget, this is going to be televised.
So what? Not televised.
Well, you don't know. Might win an award or something. It'll go on TV.
No. Don't.
Don't. Hey, you
What?
never know. I'm doing it for project for this television.
You are?
Yeah.
Oh my God! Why didn't you tell me before?
Prize.
I divulged all my secrets. I can sue you for that. You didn't get my permission to go.
You're right.
You didn't get my
Oh, you
permission
can pay
to
her
go.
instead of giving.
No. Don't do that. No.
I've got a piece of paper for you to sign out.
No, don't do that. This is only a family affair. You don't have no permission.
Why is family important?
Why? What else do you have in life beside your family? Tell me. Why? Trees and this and that should be important to me.
Yeah.
Strangers.
It is important.
Do you think going to war, you appreciate your family more?
Well, before the war, were young.
You want to know what I think of those two?
Yeah.
That I never
Wait.
knew who I love more.
Okay,
Yeah.
come on and tell us. Come on, have a sit. Yeah.
Yeah, she
Have a
looks
seat.
gorgeous.
Have a
And
seat.
let's
Sit
go.
down, just for a minute. Wait, what did you say? What did you say about this?
What I said? That you want me to know what I think of the two of them?
Yeah.
I don't know who I love more. I always used to say, I don't know if I love more
We have the same
Alina or
shoes.
my sister. So,
This is two different loves.
I loved you both.
No, this
No, you
is
love your sister longer.
like a sister, and you love your daughter like a daughter.
Don't interpret what
Listen,
I
the
said.
art has so many departments. So in each department has a different
Oh,
love.
so I can go shopping.
You can go shopping. That's right. You can go shopping, but you can't find it for
When
money.
you say the part, Alina,
I need to go shopping. Okay.
well,
The poor guy, he's
What do
so
you think-
tired already.
What do you think about your? How does she
was my
look?
daughter.
She's gorgeous.
Well, I told you
Tell
one
me
thing.
again.
To tell you again, when she was born, I
Oh,
thought she
that's
was beautiful.
boring.
And when I was pregnant, I ate a lot of carrots. And she
Yeah.
was nearly, not brown
no,
exactly, like a sunburn, a beautiful, beautiful
Arthur was
child.
like that.
Yeah, later.
Arthur ate
Beautiful, beautiful. So I told my mother, I said, gee, I would give anything in life to know how she really looks and not how she looks in my eyes. So this is how I
And you don't
look at
see too well anyway.
Yeah.
Now, before
Put your
I say
glasses
that,
on.
I see very well.
I understand the family probably will see out. You'll just publish it after we are gone.
So what's
Why?
That's it.
Let them have fun.
After we are
At
gone.
our expense.
What?
That's right.
No, this is a family. It's
It's a family.
Yeah.
We'll make a party, and that's how we know when we'll be going on a big
What-
trip.
Maybe that's what we can do is have a big party and show the video. Party.
Exactly.
Sure,
Yeah.
sure.
Keep talking just for a minute. Keep talking.
Who should we
Well,
talk? Okay.
Yeah.
You
keep
talk.
talking.
Me. Well, on
Well,
one
let's
side.
go because we'll be late. The talking.
Yeah, we're late.
We are late.
We're late. Okay, let's sign off. Thank you very much, Greg.
Greg.
You've been very
Greg.
patient and tolerant.
Absolutely.
Thank you, thank you,
And
thank you.
don't
Greg.
forget, like I said to you before, Greg, keep it under the hat.
What does it mean?
Don't show it to everybody.
Don't tell
say.
anybody.
Don't say
These
to
are
anybody.
secrets.
No,
What's that family? What do you mean no?
Speak
you
for
can
yourself.
I don't know what you said.
That's
about
That's why I don't want this to be public. Come on.
Private.
Sure.
Anytime.
Thank you. Thank you, Greg.
Thank you very
did a
much.
terrific job.
Hi, hi.
Yeah.
Be
Have
well.
a nice evening.